So you're probably wondering why you're seeing an upside down cat. Well, I was feeling kind of lazy and I didn't turn the camera around, but I wanted to show y'all that Sid and my pajama pants and mismatching shirt are super excited today. This is going to be a real quick video, but let me tell you, it's been a bad case of the Mondays today, and it hadn't been much better than Friday. And we got a package in the mail from Amazon, and my husband opened it up because, well, I was expecting a coloring book. I know, big surprise, right? And that's what he assumed it would be, was mine. And he handed it to, and I assumed it was the book I was looking for, which was the Disney book. And he says, well, it's a cat book, which again, he didn't sound too surprised about. And I had a strange look on my face, and I was like, can you bring that here? And he brought it over, and I looked at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't order this one, did I, by accident? And I'm like, no, there's no way. I put it on my wish list. And so turns out that someone who frequently comments, I won't give away names. If they want to talk about it in the comments, feel free, but I don't know how comfortable they'll feel about it. But someone who comes on the channel frequently sent me this as a gift. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And it couldn't have come at a better time. This has probably been one of the few bright spots of my day today. So I'm super excited because not only was this a very unexpected gift, I guess I need to be more careful opening stuff. Not only was this a very unexpected gift, it is in fact my very first coloring book. I had wanted one for a while, and right about the time I went on my no more coloring books throwdown on myself, like no more, I found these and I thought, oh no, I can't do that right now. So I'm really excited, and I really was looking forward to this one in particular. So thank you so very much. And I am going to flip through just a little bit of it so y'all can see it. It is Cats, Kittens, and Wildcats. And it's 50 different images. So it's a really good sized book. I mean, it's certainly worth the money. That and the paper quality is just, like I said, at that point, I had thought, yeah, there's no way. I need to hold off on some coloring books for a while. So this was done in 2016. And of course, it is a Colorit book. The great thing about, and I love this title page. This title page may actually be the very first thing that I color. And I don't know, I may do it here. Who knows? They give really cool tips on coloring, and they have a bonus blotter that's actually included with it. The pages are perforated, which is really awesome, and they're single-sided. I've seen people use this quite a bit for marker work, and it's super smooth paper. Very nice paper. I am, like I said, I'm so excited about it. I tell you what, I am going to be coloring in this book. And when I color in it, I am also going to take whatever I'm using, which is probably going to be markers. I mean, let's just be realistic here. And I'm going to store the markers in this, which was the very first official Happy Mail that I got from my good friend Debbie. And she was super awesome. Again, I have a little black and white version of that one as well, or black and red, I think. And so, yeah, it's just going to be all cats all over the place, which is just how we roll around here. Love this one. Normally, I'm not big on cat pictures that have kind of like that Zendoodle pattern thing happening, but I really like these. I think it's because there is some pattern, but it's not super overcomplicated in most cases. And if it is, then the background is really simple. And this right here is gorgeous. I love that there is a pattern on the cat, but the tail's pretty much left to its own. I think that's just gorgeous. It's a great balance of patterns and then just line art. I think that's what's drawing me to this one. Biggest problem, the reason I'm sighing is I'm just going to have to start with the title page. This is going to be one I think I'm going to start at the very beginning and just work my way through. I'm super happy about this. Thank you so very, very much. I had to go deal with stuff that was still happening from Friday and Saturday regarding my check, and I was really aggravated about it. And you ever had one of those days where just like one thing goes wrong and then just everything else that happens after that's just like the icing on the awful cake? That's pretty much how it was. And every little thing that happened, oh my gosh. See, there's no point in me getting out my little tabs because we're just going to color this one front to back. There's no other way I could do this because there's just so many different ones I want to color. And there's none that I'm just in particular, like, I don't really want to color that. See, how cool is this? It's not 20 different patterns on this one, but just the swirl detail pattern is very cool. But anyway, it was just like every little thing in the world happened today. And of course, I'd be like, yeah, of course it would happen today. And any other day, I probably wouldn't think anything of it. But today, it just kept piling on. I'm mad I even had to leave the house. But part of that was just because I'm dumb and I can't calculate. Well, not dumb, but I am not good at the maths. And evidently, I miscalculated how much cat food I needed till the next shipment from Chewy arrived. Oh, so cute. You know, Bagheera has this look most of the time, and I always joke and say, like, he's not the brightest looking cat, and that's the look he gives. I like this one with the little swirls here and then the stripe pattern on the tail. These are cats you can color. I mean, you can color any cats any color you want, but these here are just screaming for some really unique colors. This one in particular, I mean, I could see a really good mix of neutral, more traditional type colors, and then really throwing in some unexpected pops of color in this. I do. I love the patterns, and then the rest of the image is simple. It is. It's very well balanced. This is one of the few ones like this I think I really will enjoy. Oh my gosh. This is making it hard, guys. It's making it hard to decide to color this straight front to back. I guess if I see a cat in here that reminds me of one of mine, I may just have to stop. I stopped the presses, and that's the one we're going to go with. But I'm going to try to stay strong. See, there's that look again. That, you know, there's nothing but marshmallow fluff upstairs, or mostly marshmallow fluff. Oh, see, that's a dangerous look. That's the I'm not going to get in your face look right there, because you are going to make my day go from bad to worse. Oh. The look on this one kind of reminds me of Sid a little bit, the goofy one you just saw. Yeah, I apologize. My desk is actually a lot straighter than it was, so I was going to miss a page. That's cute. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Annie right there. Oh, that's cute. Actually, this would be a cute one. Like, I could color one and my husband could color one. This is, yep. If I ever needed a bright spot on a Monday, this was the Monday. And most of the time, I would say my Mondays go pretty well. It's my Tuesdays that usually really, really bite it, I guess. This one I love, with that kind of retro look chair to it. You could really do like some 70s colors here, and then make the cat either a neutral or something like that to just make it stand out further. You know, it's a good book when I'm already getting ideas on what I want to do. Now this mother's got to look like, please save me. Which the kid's kind of like, please save me too. Or the kitten. or whatever. I don't know. Are Wildcats? I don't think they're kittens. Depends. Cubs, maybe. No, that's bears. I don't know. As y'all can see, I have another cup of coffee, and this will be number 3. And I can tell you right now, 3 still ain't going to be enough today. Hopefully, I haven't skipped any. But hello. How is everyone? Cubs. Yep. Okay. I feel a little better saying that now. So y'all are going to laugh at me. I'm a complete ditz. I meant to do the whole private live stream like I'm recording thing. And I just now looked it over my computer. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's people here. Oh my gosh. But hi, I'm perfectly okay with this being a live stream, actually. It's pretty impromptu, but we'll roll with it. Still cool. Of course, now nobody's talking, so now I'm concerned. Anyway. So yeah, that's why I've been so quiet. Yeah, I know, right? I did this once before, and a couple people popped in, and I was like, oh no, wait, it was supposed to be a private one. This is why I don't use the live stream software to record anymore. But see, we're like almost 12 minutes in. So at this point, yeah, we're just going to make this a live stream. Why not? Why not? See, that's the thing. Y'all, I told you how my Monday was rolling, but see, this is a good one though. This is a good surprise for me. I wasn't really prepared, but you know what? I think after this, I may even pull out some markers and we'll just start working on the title page. I love this one with the little balls of yarn. My cats are constantly wanting to play with the things that they shouldn't be playing with. I really like this one. This one reminds me, the other night I was talking about my cat Azumi, and she had a Siamese tortie look about her. And she had that, like the black ears and then kind of the black on her tail. That reminds me a lot of her. And then we get to the back of the book. And we have the back cover. So there we go. But I know, right? Like, and these books are really high quality books. I could tell just on some other people's flip throughs, but now I'm really like, oh my gosh, this is a really nice book. So let me see if I can get the blotter page out, and we'll just go ahead and get cranking with the title page. I'll pull out some markers and we'll just go ahead and color for a little bit. It's impromptu, and I know there are probably not going to be as many people. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the perforation. Told y'all. Actually, let me take my glasses off and I'll probably be able to see it. I should get my new glasses later this week, I hope. Well, you know what's funny is they said these were perforated, but I am not seeing that. Huh. Who knows? What the heck? Man, I'm losing my mind today. Losing it. I know I saw that page. Oh, it must be behind the title one. Yeah, that's it. That's where it was. I tell y'all, I'm glad I got this coffee. Oh, there's a perforation. Okay, it just wasn't on the first few pages, so we're good there. Excuse the technical difficulties. So, how is everyone doing today? Please tell me y'all are having a better Monday than I am. I mean, this is fantastic, but, you know, other than this, hopefully everybody else has been having a pretty decent Monday for a Monday being a Monday. I know I could probably just rip it directly, but now it's just a matter of principle. Hey, Sammy, how are you? You know what's really funny? Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say I didn't really even need to do that because the title page was in front of it, but it's not. So, see, look, there was a rhyme and a reason to all of this. The powers that be must have said she really needs. It's a Monday. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, about to leave work. Well, I probably should still be working, but everybody's wanting to get their work done this week so that they can go ahead and take off for the holidays. And so it's just been insane, crazy busy today. And when I realized I had to make a 20-minute trip to go to the bank, I thought, okay, I'm going to take a break for a while. I'll have to log on back to work later on. So let's see. We are just going to start picking some random colors just because I can. I am looking for, well, I was looking for red, but I think we might have to go with the pink. No, there it is. Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. And you too, Sammy. It's, yeah, kind of funny. I was telling all of them, I wasn't planning for this to be a public live stream, but evidently I didn't switch it to private. And then I turned around about 10 minutes of flipping through this and see all this text on the screen. And I'm like, oh, crap, it's public. So, yeah, we're doing a live stream today. Oh, my gosh. It sounds about right for me to end up having an accidental live stream being like one of my first live streams to come back with. Yeah, I know, right? Like it just must have been meant to be. Okay, so I'm going to pull out some of the Blick Studio markers and we're going to try those. I'm sitting here trying to think of what I want to do. It's probably going to be mostly reds and oranges, I'm thinking. And so we'll go ahead and start with the yarn, I think. Yeah, let's do that. So this isn't going to be like super technique-y or anything. This is just going to be pretty much a straight color for now. Though I'm probably saying that, and then later on I'm going to end up wanting to blend. Oh my gosh, y'all, this paper is so smooth. That paper from Jennifer Say's book, the markers were gliding on that like, I mean, it was just butter smooth. And this is probably even smoother because that was mixed media paper, and the water-based markers actually were smoother on it than the alcohol-based ones. But this one, the alcohol markers are performing the same way. I'm pretty sure if I had the Coloring Bliss marker paper, it would have done the same thing. So this is really nice. I want to see something too. See, y'all are getting to see my how I work. How my brain works, which might mean I need to put like a horror type of disclaimer on this. Like if we're going to see the inner workings of my brain, maybe I should have stuck some disclaimers on this. So yeah, no, I'm thinking reds and yellows and oranges. Probably sticking with some warmer colors. I might pop in some browns too. Probably stick with mostly oranges and yellows and some browns for the cat, and then make each ball of yarn kind of a similar type color. And then do some pops of red in the cat himself, or herself rather. Yeah, we are just cat crazy this week. I put up that color in chat, and then I get this, and as soon as I got it, I told my husband, I said, yeah, I've got to color in this today. I think I'm just going to start on the title page, and look what we're doing. Yep, see, it was meant to be. Sorry, I was just checking chat. And what's funny is now, like, you know, I put up this 3-hour-long video and pretty much get out my whole week. And then now I'm sitting here like, oh, no, what do I talk about? But, yeah, this week's going to be crazy work-wise. I've got... even though I'm not on the city council anymore, I am going to the yearly employee dinner tomorrow night one more time. And Okay, David, thank you so much for popping in and saying hi, and thank you so much. Hope everything's going well at the doctor's office, and I hope you're having a pretty good Monday. So, it's good to see you. It's got to be a little bit more interesting than like the doctor's office music you get, right? Just a little bit more, maybe. But, so yeah, I've got that dinner tomorrow night, but for once my week is pretty opened up. And the reason it is because I knew work was going to be a bear. And let me tell you, after seeing what it's like today, that was not an inaccurate prediction for me. Is anybody else's work like that this week where like everybody's scrambling to get stuff done last minute because a lot of people are probably starting to take off next week to get like the full 2 weeks in at the end of the year or whatever? I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's got to be because all the I do email marketing, and all of our emails for the month with my company, with the exception of a small set of them that go out the first month, the first of the month all the time, like all the emails for the month are going out this week. Every single one of them. I don't know how it turned out that way, but it did. And so, yeah. Definitely going to be a long week. I suspect I will be working some tonight, but that's okay because I'm getting in some coloring now. David, there's no need to apologize. Don't worry about that, dude. We know what's what, and I know at the doctor's office it's especially hard to try to chat while you're looking at a live stream on your phone. I operate much better from my own computer, so you don't apologize. It's all good here. I'm just glad you popped in to say hi. And like I said, I'm thinking about you and praying for you, and hope your doctor's office visit goes well. Oh yeah. And see, and that's the way it is with our local schools, Sammy. They are all doing their programs like now. And the problem is tomorrow night is one of those nights where everybody's doing something. The band at our high school is doing their Christmas concert tomorrow night. And I'm pretty bummed because I really wanted to go to that this year. And then I agreed to go to this dinner. And which I wouldn't have if it hadn't been for the employees. But I mean, I'm still glad I'm going to go, but I wish I had known, because otherwise I might have went to their concert. But a lot of that stuff is happening this week and weekend, and I suspect it's for the 2 weeks off. That's right around the corner. Y'all, I don't even have my tree up. I was gonna put it up this weekend. And I got so wrapped up in doing so much other productive stuff that tree didn't get put up. I'm hoping next weekend, though we're supposed to be getting a new to us couch and love seat this weekend, and it didn't work out. So it might be next weekend, weather depending. And if that's happening, then it's kind of like, am I really even going to feel like putting the tree up? So I'm just trying not to sit here and tell myself I'm going to do something, because it's always the opposite for me. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but in my life, if I sit there and plan stuff out a lot and I say, well, at this time I'm going to do this, and at this time I'm going to do that. Sorry, I was checking to see if it was still wet enough that me doing that might risk smudging it. So we're just going to take care of that right now, because of course I didn't go this way. We all know I'm not going to do that, right? Hi, NYCA. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream that wasn't supposed to be a live stream. But like I said, good things happen in strange ways, so we are going to roll with it. And live streams always brighten me up and always help my mood out a lot. So maybe like I said, it was meant to be. I've been having a rough couple days, so maybe it was just meant to be. I've been showing off. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I was showing. I actually received some Happy Mail today. This is a Colorit coloring book, and it's called, real quick. Well, I'll just show you this one. It's called Cats, Kittens, and Wildcats. And I received this from a viewer. I don't know, someone who watches a lot of videos on this channel, and I don't want to say their name because I don't want to make things awkward if they don't want their name shared. But anyway, I was showing it off. I was planning to make this one of those private recorded, that's not really a live stream kind of video, because it was going to be a real quick one. And well, 10 minutes in, I realized, oh, hey, there's chat on the screen. This is public. And after that point, I was like, okay, we're doing a live stream now. Like a for real live stream. After I talked for 3 hours on video last night. But hey, we can talk about holiday stuff, so that's all cool. But yeah, no. I said I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to put the tree up. And in the video I did last night, I was saying part of it's because Felix always really liked Christmas. He loved just sitting under the tree and looking up into it at the lights and stuff. And when he was younger, he was always really nosy anytime I brought down all the stuff. And he would climb up into the tree. Even declawed, he'd make it about halfway up the tree. He was pretty limber back in his day. So that's kind of rough. But I have Annie, and since she's so much younger than everybody else, I think she would have a ball with knocking off ornaments off the tree. See, my tree gets really interesting. I don't use hooks. With the little ornaments that you would normally put like little metal hooks in to hang on the tree, I use these really, really thin hair ties. They're almost like rubber bands, but not quite, because rubber bands wouldn't be good for the cats to get a hold of. But I'll use those, and I'll kind of knot them into the ornament, and I will hang it on the tree that way. Yeah, if I have the energy for it, I probably will. I don't doubt that in the least. We're going to go ahead and start moving along with the actual pieces of yarn here. See, my cats, especially red yarn, Tiger loves, it's red. I don't know if that's just because cats see certain colors, and I don't think there's ever been any definitive scientific study determining what they can see. They know what dogs can see for the most part, but cats, I think, it's still kind of up in the air, which, as we all know, is how cats like it. And they want to be an enigma. They don't want people to figure them out, because the moment you start figuring them out, they're going to have to mix it all up. But, oh yeah. See, that's what I do when I start a live stream, because it may take 3 or 4, or when I start a recorded stream, it may take me 3 or 4 times to get it really going, because the moment I hit record, either the stuff will freeze up or something will happen inevitably. So there's no point in typing out the title I actually want to give it, because I'm going to have to turn right around and do it 3 or 4 more times. So yeah, that's what I do. I just hit a random key on the keyboard, and then I go back and name it. So again, I'm sure most people are seeing this and they're like, what in the world was she? Did she fall asleep on her keyboard? Did a cat step on it? Like, what is going on here? Because, you know, my cats are doing the live stream. It's not me. Yes. Well, they have in the past. They, oh gosh, yeah, when Tiger and Felix were kittens, they were young cats, they were definitely up and down in the tree. And when I first got Bagheera and Cal, who have been my really chunky ones over the years, they would climb in the tree. And it's so funny because the tree's probably 8 or 9 years old. And the lower branches, because even back then, I mean, they weren't like fat, but they were pretty hefty boys even for their size, you know. They were definitely strong football player type cats. and they would climb up into the lower branches of the tree, and that's about as far as they could go. So over time, the branches of the tree would just start sagging down on the bottom. So from about 2/3 of the way down up, it's like this perfectly nice round tree. Then like the bottom third is just all hanging down towards the ground. Every year I have to keep bending the branches up just a little bit more to get them all to look like they're supposed to go together. Yeah, Felix liked to get up about halfway up in the tree and just sitting there. And it's unnerving when you're not expecting it because, of course, him and Tiger were the first cats I ever owned. So I wasn't used to cats, wasn't used to cats anyway, much less them getting into a tree. And, you walk in a room and you're like, where's my cat? And you look in the tree and all of a sudden you see these pairs of eyes staring at you. It's kind of like that squirrel in Christmas Vacation, right? And you kind of jump back for a minute. And then I realized it was Felix and it was like, oh, okay. And hi, Kathy. Welcome to my impromptu live stream. But yeah, it's like that squirrel in Christmas Vacation, though. Those eyes, after about 3 or 4 times, I finally got to the point where it didn't scare me because I knew it was him. And I was just like, what are you doing? Get out of the tree. But after probably about the first, well, I take that back. They were still climbing in it probably about the time they hit 10. And then they kind of slowly stopped climbing in it, those two. And they would just lay on the tree skirt and just look up into the tree. Or Tiger loved the look, had these little stocking ornaments that have bells on them. And I got them specifically for Tiger because he still has it. It's somewhere. I've kept it for years. But when he was a kitten, this thing had a little jingly ball on it, a jingle ball. And if I left it out, he would pick it up at night and run around the house with it. And he'd make that, kind of warbling noise that cats make when they kill something. And it'd be all just at 2 a.m. Jingle, jingle, and wow, jingle, jingle, wow. And it'd be like, damn, I forgot to get that again. So yeah, I've noticed in the last few years, a lot of them, Reaper Cheap will still try to climb it on occasion, but he was a youngin'. He's probably about 8 now, but I've noticed the others haven't been quite as energetic to do so. And I can tell you right now, Cal wouldn't have been able to get up in that tree, and Bagheera won't be able to get up in that tree. Poor chubby fella. And I'm telling y'all, I have tried to get that cat to lose weight. I cut their daily food quantity in half. And like all the other cats have lost weight and slimmed down to, a nice, good weight for them. And his butt is still at the same weight, if not a couple ounces heavier. Now, I don't know how that's happening unless he's got some kind of secret food stash hidden away under the floorboards. I don't know how that's happening. But, and I keep telling my vet, because of course they're looking at me like, you're not really cutting back on his food. And I'm all like, I am, I swear I am. I mean, he looks pitiful, don't get me wrong, but I've gotten really good at being, no, you've had enough. And so anyway, but with the jingle little bells, I had some little ornament stockings that had those bells on them, and I liked getting them out every year or even now, because Tiger gets all excited when he hears them, and he used to try to bat them off the tree when he was younger. So we're going to switch up to a Blick Studio Orange. I'm not sure if y'all saw my video last week. I'm not sorry. I had to grab some more of my coffee. I'm not sure if y'all saw the video. It was either last week or the week before. I ended up getting, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I have the right yarn ball with the right yarn. There we go. Yeah, this is right. And I ended up getting most of the Blick Studio markers because Blick was having a sale where it was like 40% off. And I was picking up some more of those Spectrum Noir marker trays anyway, because I needed those. And when I looked at the entire set of Blicks, whoa. Sorry, that chat just moved real quick all of a sudden. Hang on. Hi, Joey. Hi, Loretta, and hi, Candy. Yeah, so like I've been telling everybody else, I meant for this to just be a regular video, and 10 minutes in, I realized that I did not mark it private. And well, yeah, we're doing a live stream. Whee! But y'all have already improved my mood today. I feel a lot better than I did even probably half an hour before I got on here. So like I said, it must have been meant to be. But yeah, none of the others really climbed the tree much anymore. But I bet Annie will. Oh yeah, with the Blick markers. Sorry, I got off track. See, it's already starting. They had a 40% off your order over a certain amount on Blick's site. And I've been keeping an eye on like the big Blick studio marker set. And I've got the Chisel-Tip ones. I just tend to like these better than I do the brush tip. And if I really need the brush tip for blending, I have Copics. I have some Copics to use. But a lot of times I can get really good blending anyway with the Blicks. And now I've got the Chameleons as well. So I have plenty of markers to blend with if I need the brush tip for that kind of blending. But honestly, just as a workhorse, I prefer this, especially the fine tip, as y'all have seen. It makes me go slower, but I get a lot more control. I end up doing just one layer instead of 2 or 3. Though I will say on this paper, it is, I mean, y'all seen it. It's been one layer and it's smooth as can be. I mean, part of it's the markers. These are very good markers. I say they're very, I can't tell the difference between them and the Prisma markers, to be honest. But let me check. Hang on. Why, yes, Deb, I am. I'm showing off some Happy Mail I received. Hi, May. Hi, Jen. Oh, my goodness. It hit like 4 o'clock my time, which I guess is 5 for a lot of other people. And all of a sudden, it just like everybody showed up. So we're just having a fine old party in here. Hi, Michelle Wynn, and welcome. I like your name. It's very nice. I'm a big fan of the name Michelle, you know, for obvious reasons. Yeah, I was going to say, May, it's pretty late night for you, isn't it? Yeah. Hi, Jen. And hi, Deb. So I am showing off some Happy Mail I got today. I was talking about my Monday being, well, a Monday, and getting this morning unexpectedly. It's my first Colorit coloring book that I have. I did a flip through, and right now we're just going ahead and testing it out. We're just going to work on this title page. I don't have a certain length of time for this. We're just going to work at it, and then I'm sure it'll hit a point where it's like, okay, you know, we've had a fine old time, and I guess I need to start live streaming more often. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's not that bad. Whoop. Sorry, every now and then my chat does the whole, goes dark on me for a minute. There it goes. Yes, Sammy, I'm so glad that you could come by. And I hope Jasper had a good day at school. And I'll have to think about live streams again. I've wanted to, I really have. But up until the last few weeks, it's just like every time a time's come around where I could have one, I just haven't really felt up to it. But today, I wasn't planning on doing one, but we're doing one. So, yeah, this is and that's the thing. But when I get them going, I love doing live streams. Always have. Really, really improves my day big time. So I need to do these more often. I really do. I need to find a set schedule that'll work. Oh, goodness, that chat's rolling. I can see it out of the corner of my eye. Well, Yeah, like I said, I need to find a schedule. You know, I had a lot of luck with Sunday mornings, US time. Not super late, but I mean, not at the crack of dawn either, because let's be real, I don't care how many sleep issues I have. We will not be doing 6 a.m. Live streams with me. It's just, I may be awake at that hour, but that doesn't mean I'm conscious and well aware and in control of my faculties. So thank you, Michelle. Oh no, yeah, Loretta, I was going to ask you, how bad did you guys get it over in your direction? Because we were not expecting the weather to be what it was, and we woke up yesterday and it was like, oh, hey, there's ice out here. Oh boy. Because I don't think they were calling for that at all. We were supposed to get snow, and then my friend over in North Carolina got all our snow, and then we just got the ice, which sounds about right for Tennessee. Oh, Michelle, when I did see you earlier, and I remember your comment from the other day saying you have 8 cats. So, yeah, I've got 10. I had 12 for about 3 months this year, and it stayed at 11 for years. And then I got Annie. We briefly went to 12, and then when Felix and Cal passed away, we're down now to 10. So. Oh, wow. That's surprising. Yeah, exactly, Deb. I may have my eyes open, but that don't mean I'm awake. Hi, Beth. I am in Tennessee. I am about an hour north of Nashville. I'm really close to the Kentucky border. I wouldn't spit over it, but for all intents and purposes, I mean, I'm about 5 minutes from the state line. So I actually go to Kentucky more usually than I do places in Tennessee to go grocery shopping. My vet's in Kentucky as well, and is actually closer than they would be in the other direction. So, but I thought Tennessee was warm. Oh, see, look, we had, what was it? I don't know about you, Loretta, but we had not this past Sunday, but the previous Sunday, we had a 70-degree day here. They had to reschedule the parade, Christmas parade, because the day before, I'm going to move to the Chisel-Tip just to try them out on here. I'm trying to practice with the Chisel-Tip on the bigger areas just to get a little faster, and I've been doing pretty well. And because these markers have been really smooth and I haven't had a lot of issues with streaking, these are really good to practice with. But no, we had a 70-degree Sunday. It had rained all day the day before, so they had to reschedule the parade from Saturday to Sunday. It was 70 degrees. I could hear the parade. I had my windows open, and it was just nice as could be. And then here we are this weekend. I think tonight's low is going to be 19. So... Oh, Michelle, that's really awesome that you do that. I would love to be able to do that. I have a friend in Alabama who fosters kittens, and I would love to be able to do that. But oh my gosh, I just don't think I could let them go. She's fostered hundreds of kittens, though, over the years. So she's ended up keeping a couple here and there. But for the most part, she's gotten really good at being able to let them go. Plus, they go to they're part of a no-kill nonprofit place. So it wasn't, they had a place to be if it took a long time to get them adopted. So, yeah, that's why I have 8. Yeah. All right, Loretta, see you in a second. Oh, Beth, yes, you're also from Alabama. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think she's near the Huntsville area. Hi, Nick and Tina, and welcome. I don't think I've had the chance to really talk to you before. Hi, Yvonne. Goodness, this place is hopping. I think the last time I did a live stream, it was hopping with 12 people in here, so things have changed, I see. Okay, what did I say? Browns, yellows, and probably some oranges and reds popped in with the kittens. So let's see. Where are my browns? They're over here. We're just playing around with the Blick Studios today, just some straight coloring because I wasn't expecting to be doing a live stream. So, but see, look, I can think on my feet just a little bit. Let me see something. I think light umber will do well. So, oh yes, please. If you're close to Indiana, definitely talk to Michelle because I couldn't. I don't need to drive to Indiana. I've had to stop myself from driving to Alabama. My friend had a kitten a couple litters ago that was a Felix with long hair, and it was a girl. And I'm telling y'all, that was before Felix passed away. I was ready to go down there and take that kitten, tuck her in my pocket, and try to sneak her past my husband. Because I figured by the time he would realize there was another cat in the house, I could convince him that we could keep her because she had already been here like 6 months. So, sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up with Chad here. Not used to it flying like this. Oh my gosh, Beth, that is an interesting name. I don't know what name of the town she lives in, but I don't think it's that one. Yeah. Yeah, Mousy. That's me too. I couldn't do it. I wish I could foster. Heck, I tried to volunteer at a couple no-kill cat shelters we had in around our community, and I couldn't do it. It was too hard. I wanted to just bring them all home with me, especially the older ones. They got me more than the kittens did. And I hate it. I like my vet so much. I'd like to be able to volunteer there too, but I know the rough visits or the rough appointments that they have and stuff, it'd be really hard for me. And I know it's hard on the people that are there already, and they've been doing that for years, so it wouldn't be just me, but it would be very hard for me to like do my job and focus. So Beth, you talk a lot. Did you see my 3-hour video I loaded earlier today? I hope so, Loretta. Welcome back. Oh yeah, Jen, I know, right? Like, I have a Not My Cat outside, and his name, I've talked about him, and I talked about him on the 3-hour video. His name's Leroy, and I've wanted to bring him in, but he hasn't gotten tested for feline leukemia or FIV, so he couldn't come in anyway till that happened, and even then, it's just, I don't know. The other cats, they didn't seem to care as much about Annie, and Fleroy didn't seem to bother them when they were out on the porch. But man, they do not like Leroy. I don't know what the difference is. He looks almost exactly the same as Fleroy, so it's just cats being cats, I suppose. Not yet. Yeah, Michelle. See, that would be hard too. I couldn't do it. I adore all the people at my vet clinic. I mean, I am on a first name basis with just about all of them, and I constantly ask them when the cat wing dedicated to me will be put in, because of the money I've invested there over the years. And last time I went in and asked the vet that, he said, or one of the vets there, he said, yeah, we just need this other vet's opinion on which side to put it on. And I said, you should do it on the right side. That gets the most light, during the day, and they like to sun themselves. And he had a good laugh. He laughed, I laughed, and then 6 months later, I got a phone call. No, not really, but oh no, Loretta. Oh, really, Deb? That's interesting. We were at the local home improvement store on Saturday. Our small town does have one. And we were in there, and I had forgotten they have a cat that lives there too. And he's kind of their customer service, I guess. He kind of goes around and, oh, excuse me, it's a she. And last time I went in there, she wasn't real friendly towards people. I was looking at sunflower seeds to bring home for the cardinals that show up all the time in the winter. And she kind of come down the aisle and looked at me like, are you actually going to buy something, or are you just going to stand around all day long? Like, she has some real attitude about her. And we saw her Saturday, and she was all super friendly all of a sudden. And I know she had cataracts. And yeah, I know cataracts. Trust me, my husband's made that joke about 5,000 times. But I asked the lady about it who owns the place, and she said, yeah, unfortunately she's going blind, but they let her stay in there. It's plenty warm. She gets plenty of food. She doesn't have to go outside. So she's got it pretty good in there. I'm sure anybody that comes in there gives her all kinds of attention too, now that she's actually affectionate. So, sweet little cat. Black and white cat, of course. I tell you what, black and white cats are just my weakness. I don't know why. It's just something about them, especially the tuxedos. Thanks, Dusty. I appreciate it. Oh, no, Loretta. Well, how old is your computer, Loretta? And to anybody that I missed saying hi, I think I said hi to Nick and Tina. If I didn't, hi everybody. I haven't had a chance to say hi to. Like I said, I am not used to my chat window moving this fast. The last time I did a live stream many moons ago, it was hopping with 12 people in here. So now I'm having to learn a little bit as we go. I need to get my laptop or my tablet. Well, my tablet is a Kindle, so it's not going to run YouTube. But get my laptop or something and run it, have it alongside so I can read the chat window a little easier than having to constantly turn my head to the right. Well, sure, Beth, if you're volunteering, I certainly wouldn't mind having one. We've been pretty lucky so far, but you can only roll that dice so many times, and people are just people these days, and some of them want to make the rest of the world miserable. Oh, okay. When you said bricks, I thought, what in the world? I was like, I don't see any bricks, but okay, Deb, maybe I'm missing something. There we go. Hi, Selena. Yes, they are going down very smoothly. I'm telling you, yet to date, I have not seen a difference between them and my Prismacolors, and I really love my Prismacolor markers. But what sold me on getting these was the fact that they have refills out, and I'm already starting to run out of some of my Prismacolor markers, and I'm kind of upset about that. So I had to look for something that was a little more investment worthy. These are definitely a cheaper option than Copics. And I don't know, maybe it's just because they're more of what you call a mid to high range marker. I feel more comfortable with them. I'm still to this day a little bit nervous of my Copics, that I'm going to do something to them, even though the nibs can be replaced and they can be refilled. And, pretty much as long as you don't start chewing on the actual marker, you can replace pretty much everything on it. But I still get nervous with them. So, weeding. Hi, Be Bright. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. I'm sorry. Good at weeding. Well, with great power comes great responsibility, Beth. Now, don't be coming through here with like the equivalent of an axe and trying to chop people left and right. So if you have a good broomstick, I can point you to a tree that you can swing that against. Not that I've ever done that before. I know I've told that story. Once. I did it once. I never did it again. So. Oh, that's cool, Deb. Yeah, that's actually what happened with me. I had no plans to buy them because of the whole not refillable thing. And they had a set of 72 marked down. I think it was right at $100. And I saw that, and it was way before Black Friday. I think it was later in the summer. And I thought, oh no, that's a really good price. And then I realized they were the Chisel-Tip, and that's why they were cheaper. The brush tips are more expensive, which is fine because, like I said, once I got them, I realized I like the Chisel-Tips probably better anyway, most of the time. So let's see. I'm just randomly, there is no rhyme or reason to this. I just wanted to use warm colors. There was no real color consultation on this one or palette determination. I just said, we're going to do red, yellows, and oranges. I'll throw some browns in, and we'll just kind of play around. I might even pull out some gel pens or something here in a minute. I know this will blend really well. I can already tell with the paper because this kind of smooth paper I've already been blending Prismas with, like the paper in Fantasia, and it blends beautifully. So I already know this is going to actually blend too when I get in such a mood to actually blend it. There's no axe emoji. Man, Beth, life is so hard. I tell you. You think they would have thought of that by now. I'm actually surprised there's not a broomstick emoji. But anyway, so when I got the Prismas, I mean, I liked them okay. I had just a small set at that point, but then when I started using those, I thought, why do I like these so much more? And I did, and I know I missed it. I was wondering what this was, and it was a piece of the yarn. Let me go ahead and get that before I color it brown, and then I get mad when I realize what it is. But it's when I start coloring with the Prisma markers, I just love them. I love how they blend. I love the bigger barrel to them is, I don't know, it feels more solid to me. The Copics kind of have that oval type feel to them, and I guess because they feel so differently to me. But this bigger barrel like this, I feel it feels a lot sturdier. I feel a lot more confident, I guess, when I hold it. So there is. Oh, I see a bunch of squares. I've used brush tips a little. There was one, what picture was it? It was a day in the life of a cat. I got out the Copics, and surprisingly, they blended on that paper pretty darn well. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. And I practiced with them some, and a couple other pictures I've been able to blend with the brush tips pretty well, but I really have to work at it, and I need more practice with it, but I need more practice with a lot of things. So I'll start working on something and get really good at it, and then I'm like, oh, I haven't done this in a while, and I've forgotten, and I have to relearn it all over again. But no, I like the Prismas a lot, and then again, I tried a small set of the Blick Studios, and as soon as I got them, I mean, even the actual markers themselves feel very similar. If you look at the different barrels, they are very similar in their size. They're both bigger barrel types, and of course they have the ends on them. These don't have numbers, they just have names. That might be the biggest difference I see, but I'm not too worried about that. As long as they have names, I can swatch them whenever I get around to swatching one of these days. Copies, Copics. Copy. My voice to text is awful. But that's what happens to me is some days it hears me just fine. Other days it seems like it absolutely hates the Tennessee Southern accent and will put down the craziest stuff that had absolutely nothing to do with what I was saying. At least what you're using is kind of in the ballpark. So thank you so much, Ordinary Life. I appreciate it. Well, Beth, I kind of get the whole using luminance on Create Space paper. Like, I have used my Prismas and my Blicks, not my Blicks, but I've used my Prismas on Jade Summer books to blend. And you can imagine that's probably why some of them are running dry, I imagine. But, and that is like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Please stop. But the thing is, if I don't ever use them, then for me, it's not really worth the investment. I mean, I don't want to run out of them in like 2 or 3 pictures, but I also every now and then, I don't color every picture with those markers, but every so often I'll get to where, the color I want to use is not in a Sharpie and it's in one of my Prismas and I really want to be able to blend. And so that's what we're going to do. And so I try not to be too scared about using anything on any specific type of paper. I may try to limit it, but that doesn't, again, I don't necessarily say I'm never going to use X on X, because then, of course, my brain will be like, all it wants to do is color with my Copics all the time because I refuse to use them. But then I only want to color in Jade Summer books. So my brain always wants to do the opposite of what my mouth says. So I have to trick it sometimes. Sorry, catching up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Joey, well, first off, it sounds like your computer has a little bit of an issue there. I don't think I've ever had it react or phone, excuse me, not your computer. But it's lost my train of thought, of course. No, but I was going to say, yeah, your computer, jeez. Your phone must really not like you doing talk to text then, if that's happening. So original pro markers. Sit and pen stroking. Irreplaceable. Oh my gosh. Now see, that's a whole different ball game right there. Hi, Kate. Welcome. Hi, Tess. Welcome as well. Chelsea. Sorry. Boy, I am having some real issues. I've been talking so long now, I'm getting tongue-tied. Hang on a second. At some point, I'm going to have to stop this one because I'm going to have to go feed not my cats outside, and they're going to be wondering where the heck I'm at. But we'll go a little bit longer. They'll be all right. I fed one earlier, and the other 2 got some food this morning, so they'll be fine. So, oh my goodness. Well, thank you all so much for showing up, especially to a live stream entitled ZZZZZ. I'm sure my husband is in there laughing right now, like she did not name it that. And the thing is, I wasn't planning on this being a public live stream, and well, here we are. So we're just going to roll with it, and I really appreciate everybody showing up. I guess that leads some kind of mystery to the whole thing. Like, why in the world is this nothing but Z's? It's like I said earlier, did she fall asleep? Did the cats take over her computer and they're holding their own live stream and they're swinging from the webcam and it's just a big old mess? So I guess it leads some mystery to the whole thing. Oh, what I was saying about those pro markers earlier. Now, let me tell you, if something was irreplaceable, meaning I would never, ever, ever get any more of them ever, I don't think I would use those except in just the circumstances where, I wanted to enjoy them, but I would limit their use for as long as possible. But eventually they would be used, of course, because no sense in and the thing is, sometimes with markers, I've found that if I don't use them on a regular basis, they tend to dry out faster. So I try to at least get in I try to give all my markers some love, at least a little bit here and there, just to make sure they don't wind up doing that. So, wow, party. Yeah, no kidding, Tess. Deb, I don't have a Blick store around here. That's the problem. I got these online. This is the problem. Blick's not having a Blix is apparently not an appropriate excuse to your brain to tell it not to buy stuff, because mine's gonna do it anyway. It's like, yes, but we have online for a reason, Michelle. Oh my gosh, my record is probably 12, 14, I think. I was joking about trying to pick a regular live stream time down the road, and I had said I had some pretty good luck Sunday mornings, U.S. time, and based on this, I don't know, Monday afternoons might just be it. Maybe this is what I need to work towards, so... But no, we don't have a Blix here, Deb, and I still got these, so... Get to an Ollie's. Oh my gosh, Loretta. Oh, you've swatched them. Okay, you've swatched them and you bring them out and pet them every now and then. And that's, hey, you know, sometimes you just want to pet your markers or your coloring books. And sometimes I just want to get out my coloring books and look at them. And the problem with that is the more I look at them and I look at the art in them, the more intimidated I get, because it's so pretty and I don't want to muck it up. So I try not to do that very often. But man, sometimes I do, just because I haven't quite gotten to them yet. And I want to actually show them some like real love and affection. And so if just looking at the pictures is all I can do at that time, that's what I try to do. But yeah, no, I'll go over with red on that. It'll be fine. It'll disappear. Uh-oh. I have a cat that's trying to... A real cat, not this one. She stomps on the keyboard and y'all suddenly see me disappear. I promise I'll start another one. Nope, she's going in her cat bed. Maybe. Go. Go. Nope. She realizes I want her to lay in there. So now all of a sudden she is suspicious and she is nudging my arm. And I'm waiting for my marker to just go across the paper. Now she's licking my elbow. This is Winry, by the way. Let me see if I can... This is going to be upside down, but... Say hi, Miss Winry. Yeah, y'all can see my work from home get up here. Or color from home, I suppose. Anyway, she didn't want to be... Apparently she didn't want to be on the camera. And she's back headbutting my arm. So yeah, if y'all see his markers suddenly go across the paper, that's why. Hopefully you won't hear a whole string of profanity after that. It's early in the evening. I'll try to keep it clean. Yes, this is a Christmas present for everyone. My cat petted your cat. May, those are really good words. And I tell you what, I gotten Fantasia in. Actually, let me go grab it because I want to show y'all. Oh, dropped something on another cat, but it wasn't a coloring book, so we're good. There it is. So it took me months because Amazon kept saying it was delayed. But I finally got, let me make sure this is dry. Don't want to wreck that, and I don't want to smear this. Finally got my copy in probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. Hadn't had a chance to touch it. I was talking with Beth the other day about this book, and she was asking me how markers and colored pencils do in it. And I was like, I don't know. I haven't colored in it. And then I said, you know what? Now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to color in it. And that way I can tell her how it does. So I'm going to show y'all without even hesitating about it. I think I've been using my Blicks and my Prismas for this. Where'd they go? I have a project bag. Yeah, I use my Blicks for this. And this is what I've got so far. So this is the very first picture in the book. So I didn't have any real rhyme or reason to it. And when I saw it, you know, I thought of just the natural peacock colors. But then I threw in some yellows and golds just to kind of warm it up a bit too. So now see, that's the thing, is just Did you get it, Beth? That's awesome. But see, guys, this took me months to get. And I mean, when I got it, I was excited and I looked at it, but I hadn't really thought about coloring in it yet. And what May said, that's exactly what it was, though. When we got to talking about it, all of a sudden I wanted to color in it. So I picked it up. I grabbed my markers, which I wanted to try out anyway, my Blicks, and I just started coloring. Sometimes I didn't even have a palette really picked out until that point, and then I just kind of went with it as I went along. So sometimes it's just a matter of hitting that first page with what you're using and then going from there. And like y'all said, if it's something I'm that nervous about, I'll just make a copy. This will actually be a really good test. So one thing I've noticed about the Blicks, now granted, this is really smooth paper, and I don't think we'd see it much even on a darker color like this, but I have had absolutely no issues with streaking. And I just stopped and started that, and I see nothing other than a random cat hair. But even if you look over here at the yellow, there is no streaking at all. This paper is super smooth, and not only is it super smooth, but I'm actually going to try a blend on the eyes here in just a minute. It probably would have been pretty cool to actually blend in the fur, but had I done that, we would even be this far along in the picture. So sometimes I just feel like straight coloring. That was my plan last night, and then I got inspired. And as I'm coloring this one, I'm also getting inspired, but I'm also happy with how it looks. So I'm just rolling with it. This is a nice coloring book, too. I'm surprised I wasn't more nervous about coloring in this one beforehand. But no, I just grabbed some markers. I said, let's go. Okay, hang on. I got distracted. Let me go back and look at some of the chat here. Yay, you got it, Beth. That's awesome. When Beth and I were talking about it, she's like, it's never in stock. And I said, yeah, I had to keep an eye on it. Amazon, I actually set up a notification so Amazon would email me when it was back in stock. And I snapped it up. It still took months to get to me because I kept pushing the delivery date. Well, it finally got here. So when I mentioned that to Beth, evidently it was there when she checked it. So that worked. Yeah, Loretta, you know what's funny, and I was talking about this last night, was I'm having, and I saw your note, May, about getting back to that picture, and I'm going to, but it's like what I talked about last night. I'm having a lot of trouble finishing stuff right now. I'll just make that red later. It'd be fine. I will start a picture and have every intention of finishing it, and I'll be all fired up and enjoying it and everything. And then I'll color it one session, I'll stop, and then all of a sudden it's like, don't really want to color it anymore. And I have the hardest time getting back into it. And I have so many whips right now because of that. And I don't know what's gotten into me because that doesn't normally happen. So, yeah. But last night's picture I finished, and this one I'm definitely going to finish. If not on camera, it's going to get pretty darn close at this point. So yeah, Loretta, I'm kind of torn because I'm also getting back into my computer games. We're going to try a little bit of a blend here just to see what happens. Actually, here, let me do it this way. Sorry, I'm sitting here thinking how I want to do this. Yeah, we're just going to make this all really bold pops of color. I thought about putting some brown in there, but I think I'm good with it. I had to pull the caps off all of them. I'm so used to having to work quickly with them that even on this paper, which is going to keep the ink on the surface longer, I still do it just out of habit. So... oh, yeah, I think this is going to work real well. Let me go back over that a little bit. See, I'm working at it a little bit, and there's no damage happening. So go over it a little more with the orange. I'll pop in a little more red, and then we'll do a little bit of yellow and say good, good, it's good. So a lot of times it really is just getting used to the paper. And that's a lot of times what I have to do is just kind of do like I'm doing right now and play with it a bit and see how I can get it to blend and what I need to do to make it blend really well. So there we go. Hi, Sue. Welcome. Try to see if anybody else popped in while I was talking. I don't think so. If I missed you, I'm sorry, and hello. So much needs to be done. Yep. So when I start coloring a page, I will, at first I'll enjoy it, and I'll take my time working through it. Even with colored pencils, I do that. I do that really well. We're going to try this one a little different. We're going to do the yellow. We're going to go backwards and do it that way. Like I said, sometimes it's just figuring out what the paper wants you to do. And this paper seems pretty forgiving, even if you go over it a couple times with the marker. So I don't think I'm going to have a lot of trouble with paper damage. So actually, I'm going to do this real quick. While it's still a little wet, it might blend just a little bit better if I do that. Yep, I like that better. So that's cool. Since that yellow is the primary color, I want to make sure that one really gets a good blend on it. So, and this is pretty much how I blend stuff. I'll just work at it if I can. Now, if it's paper that's not very forgiving, I should have put a little more red on that side. And one thing too, if you're not really getting a blend you like, do a layer, let it dry, and then go and do another layer. I found that a lot of times if I do that, the layer of marker that's already on the paper seems to kind of protect it a little more. And it doesn't take as much of a chance to, it doesn't damage the paper as much if you're continuously working at it. Yeah, I kind of like this a little better. I think that's how I'm going to do these from here on out. That's definitely a more fluid blend than the other. So let's, now this side, let's see. It's dry. So this has pretty good drying time on it. So let me do what I just said. And we'll go back and work at this one a little more. I don't think I'll get it exact like the other one, but that's okay. Eyes never look exactly the same, right? So even if they're a little different, that's cool. But you see, like, I mean, even it's the paper too. I mean, on other paper, like probably tougher, toothier paper, I guess, so to speak, it would be, I'd still run a chance of damaging it if I'd went over it this many times with other markers. So this is still pretty tough paper. I could probably do this 3 or 4 more times if I wanted to and not even come close to damaging it. So it is doing really well. Plus, if you put a layer down and you wait and put down a second layer, the second layer colors will stay on the surface longer. That's actually how I can get good blends in, like, even in Jade's summer books, is I will put down one layer of just maybe the lightest color, then I'll wait till it dries, and then I'll put in the other. Now, see, that looks a little more fluid. Got one thing I can do to make them look a little more uniform, which they're different sizes, which I like. That really shows, again, eyes are never going to be exactly the same. And 2, you can tell these are hand-drawn images with that. So I always like little details like that. I mean, even perfectly, like perfect mandalas and stuff, I know those can be hand-drawn too, but just little imperfections like this, really, I really embrace them. I like them a lot. So there we go. That looks pretty good to me. So if a blend's not going the way you want it, just like I said, put down a layer, wait, let it dry, and then go at it again. If it's tougher, toothier paper, you may not be able to do that very much, but you can get a better blend if you're just patient with it. Now, let me catch up in some chat. I had scroll for this one. Beth, I like your way of thinking. I think it's because it's December. I was in a good position on whips because I had made such an effort to finish them. And now all of a sudden I have all these unfinished ones, and here comes the end of the year, and it's always like you want to start the year fresh. So I think that's part of the reason it's bothered me, but I like your way of thinking, and I should just color, be in the moment. If I feel like coloring it, just color what I want to color, and then so be it if it's sitting there for months before I want to come back to it. Loretta, I do that with colored pencils a lot. Like I rush through at the end. That's what I was starting to say earlier was I'll start a picture, I'll be really enjoying it, and then I'll be about 80% of the way through it, and I'm just done with it. And I just want it to be done. So I may rush through that last bit, and sometimes I, don't do as light of layers as I should and stuff, and I get frustrated. But that happens to me a lot, especially with pictures I've had to work on a very long time. Sorry that your little boy had a nightmare, Kate. Hope he's doing better. Must not want Blicks. Must not want Blicks. I'm not helping you at all, Deb. I know that. I'm sorry. Hi, Diana, and welcome. Sorry I missed you. I was in my own little world blending, and then I yapping, and then I looked back. I had to scroll to catch up here. Oh, no. He's got a cough. I'm so sorry, Kate. I know that's tough, especially with little ones like that, where you want them to just not hurt and not feel bad, and you've done all you can do, but they're still, they're still coughing and they're still sick. So I had a stepson for about 4 years, and when I came into his life, he was about 4, and then when his dad and I got through a divorce, he was 8 when he left, and he was high functioning autistic and had some other issues. But he was the sweetest little guy. He tried so hard to do good and be good, and it just sometimes it was just too overwhelming for him. So surprisingly enough, I've been there. Not to the extent a lot of you have, but that 4 years, I tell people it felt a lot more like 6 or 8 just because there were so many things that we had to work with. And just, I know he struggled at times, and I hated it for him. I'm not imagining things. I said hi to Diana, didn't I? If I didn't, hi, Diana. See, look, 10-second memory right there. I couldn't remember. Thank you, Dusty. Yeah, this is, the blend came out really good on the eyes. So I think the best thing to do in the Colorit books for me is to start light and go to dark and then just work my way backwards again. And if I'm not getting the blend I want, just wait, let it dry, and then put down another layer. Even with as much as I worked at this, there is no pilling. There's no roughness to this paper. And I went over this probably 3 or 4 times. So this is fantastic marker paper. This is a Colorit book. For those of you that are here and I haven't been telling what I'm doing, this is the Cats, Kittens, and Wildcats Colorit coloring book. Hang on, I will get the actual cover and show you what that looks like. There we go. A lot more colorful. Because it's a Colorit book. Haha. Didn't. Anyway, I got this as Happy Mail today. It couldn't have come at a better time. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the person who sent it. I will not say who they are just because they may not want me to. But this is my first Colorit book, and I am super excited to be able to try it out and to do it while talking to you guys, because this has been a lot of fun. Let me see here. I have to stop every now and then and actually scan the chat now. Oh, yeah. See, Deb, that's me too. I probably got, I wouldn't say a dozen Christmas coloring books, but if you count winter coloring books, it's probably close to a dozen. And only in the last few days, that cat picture I did last night, I was in the mood for that, but I've had a really hard time getting in mood for Christmas pictures. Halloween was no problem. I was having so much fun. And then this month, I don't know. I think it's because I've gotten so restless. And that 3-hour-long video I put up earlier today, I talk a bit to that. And, you know, why I'm feeling the way I feel, at least I think so. And a lot of it's just I feel kind of restless in my life right now just because of everything that's been changing with my health and with the not being on city council anymore and stuff like that. And I think that restlessness is kicking over into my hobbies because I feel restless with my coloring. I feel restless with my reading. I'm just kind of blah. I'll start it out and I'll have a lot of fun. And then if I put my marker down or I put that book down, I haven't finished a book in weeks. And that is really unusual for me. So bye, May. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope I get to see you again. And hopefully I can make one of your live streams as well. I need to get back on schedule with that. But yeah, so I used to be able to make live streams really often, especially during the week with I would be working and I would say, okay, well, I'm going to join this live stream and I'm going to lurk. And a lot of those were our friends across the pond who were, you know, streaming in their evenings, but our mornings. And I would tell myself, I can work. I can lurk on here and not get involved in the conversations. And yeah, no, that never happened. I would do that and say I'm going to work and there would be zero productivity for as long as that live stream was going because I get into the conversations and enjoy it. So I had to nix doing live streams when I'm supposed to be working. I still try to pop in on occasion, but I need to do a better job with them as well. And evidently hosting my own, I need to pick a day that works really well. And Monday evenings are looking pretty good right now. So who knows? Maybe this is what I'll stick with. Now, I'm not going to say that now because if I sit here and tell y'all I'm going to stream every Monday night, I can promise you come like next Monday and the Monday after, something will happen where I can't. So let's just say I'll at least try to give you guys a heads up if I think I'm going to live stream from here on out because I've wanted to get back to it and I've really enjoyed this. So I'm glad that it was accidental, I guess. It worked out for me. And hopefully my week's going to go much better and it already is. So thank you guys so much for that. Okay. Sorry, I had to finish that. It was like in my head. Finish it for you. Look. Well, you know, Loretta, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, I don't think I got the Halloween edition of Coloring Heaven. I did subscribe to it for the next year. I wasn't planning to, but I noticed I was buying so many one-off issues that it made sense to just subscribe anyway, because for the US, I think it's $12.50 an issue, which there's not any shipping charge because the shipping's probably rolled up into that. But I was buying so many one-off issues other than the clearance ones. And I was like, well, I might as well just go ahead and subscribe. And if there are ones I don't like, then I can just do giveaways here. And I didn't get the Halloween special one. I liked it okay, but it wasn't something that I just absolutely had to have. So yeah, I'm really thinking about Monday evenings now. Start my marathon, color and chat and color. Well, how long? Oh my gosh, it's been an hour and a half. Guys, I hadn't even looked at the time. After about 10 minutes in, when I realized that there were people in here and they were chatting, I have not looked at that time ever since. I cannot believe that much time has happened. And look how far I am. And this is why I have 3-hour color and chat. This right here. I don't get as distracted with the chat window when I do, you know, my own recording. But you guys know I get into my stories, and then next thing you know, 2 hours just went by. And again, this is why I can straight color and take this long to finish a picture. That's just how I roll. I used to have an issue with it. I don't anymore. It's just me. It's how I enjoy coloring, and so I just kind of embrace that part of me now. I try to split up my videos when I can, but sometimes I just don't feel like splitting them up. So trying to make sure I get all the little bits and pieces I'm trying to get here. Yeah, I think that'll work for the moment. Is there anything else? Yeah, I think I'm going to do this part brown as well. Now, I will say, let's see, it is almost an hour and 30. I probably won't be on too much longer, Beth. I've got to go feed the not my cats, and now my cats are giving me looks, so I know it's only a matter of time for them as well. I probably won't stream for much longer, and you guys are kind of getting the gist of what I'm doing anyway. This is pretty much how I'm doing this picture, so I would say maybe another 5-10 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. And I'll try to stick to Mondays for now, and we might go a little later in the afternoon because I know a lot of people were still working at the time. But yeah, I'm not going to say it's going to be every Monday, but I'll try to give you guys a heads up when I think it's going to be one of those Mondays. Sorry, catching up. Oh my gosh, Loretta. Yeah, my local bank has issues with international purchases too. I had to actually get I had to get another account at a bank that would be able to process those a lot easier. It was more of a national bank chain. And the small town banks gotten better, but they still do have issues from time to time. Even like if you're going out and you're traveling and using the card, even if you call and tell them ahead of time, sometimes they'll still stop you being able to pay. So that's why I had to get a different bank account for mine. And yeah. Well, night, Beth. I'm so glad you could come. Thank you so much for being my mod. And like I said, I will do the best I can to do this more often. Enjoy dinner with the kiddos. I will try to stream again. Yes, you did. Jade Summers Christmas Animals. I must have missed a comment. Let me go look. Hang on a second. Oh, Happy Mail. Okay. Oh, that's what you got. Yep. Christmas Animals was the one I did last Friday. And I did that because, hang on a sec. I'm thinking. We're going to use orange for the cheeks. I don't know. I've drawn a blank again as usual. And washi tape. Let me show y'all something. Hang on a minute. We might not be coloring anymore because we're going to start getting into like show and tell here on my channel. Let me show y'all something with washi tape. Y'all see this? And there's more. I mean, look further down, right? Like, I have all this washi tape. Have no idea what I want to do with it. I was going to do a lot of art when I first started coloring, and that's why I have so many. I'm glad you got the book. I wasn't going to get it either, and I at least settled for the digital version just because I did not want to get another physical book. I'm busting at the seams as it is, so I had to yeah, I just take them out, like the box out, and I'll just kind of ruffle through it every now and then. And well, a lot of times you can use it with borders and stuff. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. No, not going to do that. I want to leave the eyes unique to the rest of the picture. I want them to stand out because they were blended. And I just want to give that unique pop there. So I was going to do like a orange to yellow kind of blend, but I'd rather just leave it as is. Like I said, I want to let that stand on its own. But yeah, washi tape. I have been using it as borders for some of my pictures, especially the Creative Haven ones that may already have a border. If I don't like it, I'll just use the washi tape on it. When I get into finally, hopefully some art journaling, though, will come in handy. I use them a little bit as I've started planning, but I don't use them all that much because I'm still trying to figure out what works for me. And I can tell y'all right now, like writing out my own months in the calendar year and stuff like that. No, I ain't got time for that. I mostly have a planner to just write stuff down because of my good old 10-second memory these days. And so far that and a few little stickers here and there to just kind of keep my interest seems to be working well for me. So, oh goodness. Hi, Jen. Welcome. Yes, please lurk. If you're working on something, no worries there because, like I said, I don't do so good lurking when I try to join live streams when I shouldn't. And so anybody else that can actually manage that, please, by all means, you're not going to hurt my feelings. So not at all. I understand, especially when you're painting or coloring something really intense. That's why I can't color anything intense while I'm watching a live stream, because then I end up, as y'all can see, I end up talking a lot on my own. So yes, completely addicted to Amazon. On Wish, huh? I'll have to look at that, Michelle. I didn't know that they offered that. I got some soap molds in a case for my pencils, and that's it, I swear. Oh my gosh. Well, that whole snafu with my company and my paycheck on Friday, just, it was like the one time in maybe 6 to 8 months at least that I needed my direct deposit to hit on time, and it didn't hit. And after that and the mess that happened there, I have just gave myself, I've said, no, you're going to have to stop for a while. Even if it's just building the account up, you just got to stop, because this, I don't want that to become a recurring issue or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to have to hold off on that for a while. At the Dollar Tree. Yep. See, I don't have a Dollar Tree nearby. We had a Family Dollar and a Dollar General in my town, and Family Dollar closed because it was like the most underperforming store in the area. So now we just have a Dollar General and Fred's. We do not have a Dollar Tree. I think the closest Dollar Tree for me is about 45 minutes away, and it's in a city I don't normally go to very often. So I have to make do with my much beloved Ollie's, which is in the opposite direction, about half an hour away. And I try to limit myself and say I'm only going to go there when I have an appointment, and that still doesn't seem to limit me, but I'm going to have to be good for the next few months. I'm going to try. Yes, absolutely. Addicted. Oh my gosh. Well, Sue, I can do that in Walmart. I can do that in the dollar store. I can do that on Amazon very quickly. Well, I'm glad you could join, Jen, because, yeah, you might be listening to me more and watching me color just because of the way I like to talk. So, Loretta, I do that too. My town is, I think it's 3,200 now, maybe. It hasn't grown very much in the years since I've been here. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I know what I'm doing with Brown. See, look, I just lost it for a minute. I know what I'm doing. But anyway, I try not to leave our community. Fortunately, my regular doctor is here in this community, which I'm really lucky for because it's such a small town. I try to order a lot of our big stuff online. We're members of Sam's Club and stuff like that. So whenever we can get free shipping, trust me, it's a whole lot easier to buy it, a whole lot easier and cheaper to shop online than it is to either buy stuff here, or if it's not available here, having to drive 45 minutes away to get it. And we do a lot of price comparison. I actually spent price comparisons. There you go. Use the right words, Michelle. And like that happened yesterday. I had a whole list of just random things that we needed, like light bulbs and toilet paper and stuff like that. And so I compared prices between Walmart, Sam's Club, and Amazon. And I came up with 3 different orders, but I got free shipping on all 3. And if it was more than like $1 difference, then I got 3 separate orders. And we saved probably a pretty significant amount just doing that. Sorry, catching up. But Loretta, I could not live in this town if we didn't have Amazon. I just couldn't do it. My husband couldn't do it. He'd be like, okay, we got to move because we got to find a town that actually has some of the stores we need on a constant basis. So, yeah, that's the thing. I try very hard, and we're pretty lucky in that since we both work from home, we don't have to commute very far. Well, I mean, we don't have to commute at all right now to our jobs. So, because let me tell you, if we had to look for a job in our different areas, we would have to drive probably 45 minutes to an hour at least, and more than likely all the way to Nashville. So, don't really want to do that. I did that for 4.5 years, and it was not fun. I wouldn't wish that on any of my ex-husbands or my worst enemies, or both, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Lord, I have issues. Yeah, I wish we had a Dollar Tree. I wish one would buy the Family Dollar store, but probably not. Loretta, one of the things with Amazon Prime, our biggest thing and reason we have it is because of the free shipping, because we spend so much on there. It is a significant savings for us in regards to shipping. But a lot of that other stuff, they're starting to nickel and dime on. See, that's what we used to get. Wait, no, I don't want to use that. I want to use the red because the oranges are up there. We used to use the Music Unlimited. We used a whole bunch of different stuff. And I've noticed recently it seems like they're really starting to nickel and dime on that. The Amazon Unlimited Music, it's shifted now to where you have to get a subscription if you want to listen to like real. I don't know why they call it Music Unlimited if you're not subscribing to it, because it's limited. They need to call it Music Limited because that's what it is. But if you pay per month, like a subscription, like you would Spotify or something, you get access to their entire database of songs. So, and they ended up starting to charge me that twice without me asking for it. So that was pretty frustrating. Their movie selection's gotten a little worse. Their Kindle, I still like their Kindle Unlimited. That is one area where I feel like I still get a really good deal. So I do splurge on that every month. I do like they offer where you can just subscribe to, say, Stars or PBS or a channel like that without having to go through cable entirely. And if you like so many shows on that channel, I do like that they offer that. That is really nice. But I don't know, a lot of their other stuff, it's like they put it out there for you to use all the time, and then you get an appetite for it, and then they take it away from you and say you got to pay X amount, even though you're a Prime member, to have access to this anymore. And I really am not happy with that kind of marketing, in my opinion. That kind of sucks. So, I still love Amazon, but that's, hey, even things I love, you got things you don't like about it. Just keeps jumping out of my purse into my hand. I don't know how my debit card got in my hand, Miss Cashier Lady. It just jumped right out. I walked by and it was like some random invisible force drew me into your store. And this is my story at Ollie's, like every time. For you, it's Dollar Tree. For me, it's Ollie's. Like, I'll be driving by and it's like an invisible force just pulls me towards that store. And I'm like, I don't know how I wound up in this store. I don't know, why I'm even in this town. And that's pretty much it. Oh, so you're close. You're kind of close to the state line too, Loretta. It sounds like. Oh gosh, Knoxville. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't go to the mountains much anymore. I hate Knoxville. I grew up here. Well, I was living about 30 minutes away in the town that now has Ollie's. I was living about half an hour away till I was in middle school, and it was such an awful experience that my parents wanted me to grow up in a smaller town. So they moved me and my brother here. My brother was 12 years younger, so he grew up entirely here for the most part. And I started here when I was in the 8th grade, I believe. So I would say I grew up like the many parts of my years that I remember are in this town. I moved to Kentucky for a while to go to college. My senior year of college is actually where I met my now third husband. Of course, we were just friends back then. But that's the reason because I tell people where he's from, and they're like, how in the world did you meet him all the way up near Indiana? Because he lived in Owensboro. And I said, well, I met him during college. Like, well, now it's almost, no, it wouldn't be 20 years. It's probably about 16 years ago now. So, but no, I like this town a lot. But when I moved back, it was a completely different kind of community. A lot of the factories, small town factories, all hit kind of an issue when the recession came about. And this town was no exception. And the two biggest places that employed people in this community left. So the community was really struggling when I moved back. And it was a whole lot different than when I left because, it was kind of booming around here at that point. And slowly but surely, it's starting to get better. We've actually had a little bit of a growth spurt these last few years. We have a few things that really help out the community. And I wanted to make an effort and try. So that's why I got on the city council. And well, after about 4 years of that, I had my fill. I know where Dixon's at, Michelle. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm near it, but I'm probably about a couple hours. That's on the other side of Nashville, I think. So, I mean, I've been out that direction, but I usually don't go towards East Tennessee or even south very much, except towards Nashville. And then usually I'm going north if I'm going anywhere. And Ollie's, yeah. Stop it, Sue. That's not fair. Deb, I got really lucky on with the small town shopping. Our local grocery store is actually really good. He owned it. It was a very small town type grocery store for years, and it was in downtown. And he built a new store and moved out to one of the main highways. And his store is fantastic for a small community like this. I mean, he carries special dietary type things like lactose-free cheese. Now, granted, there aren't like 20 varieties to choose from, but I mean, he does carry some very unique dietary type foods you would not expect a small town grocer to carry. So we're actually really lucky in that regard. And in all honesty, what shocked me is when I compared a lot of his prices to, say, Kroger's prices, except, on their like 10 for 10 deals and stuff, the prices were really close. So I think over the years, it's been less expensive to get stuff shipped out here, and he's modified his prices to match that. I have to cross a bridge or take a tunnel near Ollie's. Well, you can make a day out of it, go to Ollie's. If there's a Blick's, go to Blick's. I mean, you could just make a day of it and hit them all up. And you just might want to double check your account before you leave, because there ain't no telling what's going to look like by the time you get done with that all. Oh my gosh. If I had a Blick's and an Ollie's within like 5 minutes of each other, whew, my husband, he is very supportive of me, but I think at that moment we would have officially had to have a talk about it, because he'd be like, no, we gotta just nip this right in the bud right now, because yeah, that wouldn't be pretty. I couldn't believe that the individual markers on the Blick's website were 40% off, but the big $200 set wasn't marked down. So I just bought the colors I needed. I didn't need any more grays, so I didn't get those. And I didn't get any of the colors I had in like the 12 count set. And I came out like $50 cheaper, actually more, because I had the marker trays in with that. I came out probably $70 cheaper than had I bought the whole set. So, well, that's on them. Oh boy. So your Blix is closer than your Ollie's. That's interesting. That book said, buy me, buy me. Well, it was screaming so loud, Sue, you could hear it outside the store. Like, for me, it's like that pitiful looking kitten in the window where it's just looking at you with those sad eyes. And it's like, take me home. I'm so lonely. And that's what the coloring book is doing. At least that's what I tell my husband. Now, he may not believe me when I say that, but that's what I tell him. So, you know. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Of course, if I start talking a lot about coloring books screaming at me, I might go visit some guys in some white coats sometime soon. So maybe I shouldn't be talking like that very much, like I'm serious about it or something. That might get me in some trouble. So I had mentioned this in my 3-hour-long video, but I'll mention it here as well. When I had gotten a person or a animal from the pet angel tree that my vet's office had, and I was dropping those off, and there was this woman there the vet's office was like, we were just talking about you. And of course, immediately I'm thinking, uh-oh, why? And they were telling this woman about me because she's also like what she called herself, a crazy cat lady. And of course, I come instantly to their mind when someone else says crazy cat lady. So they were telling her about me, and then I pop up, of course, all of a sudden. They didn't know I was bringing that stuff that day. And she got all excited and introduced herself to me, and we got to talking. Y'all, I'm telling you, she is my sister from another mister, because she is 38. She works from home. She has 2 cats, but she has names picked out for 3 more. She can't have any more yet because she's renting. And just the more she talked, the more I was like, okay, this is getting kind of creepy. And I told her, I said, well, I have the name Slagathor picked out for a cat, but I don't know if I'll ever get to use it because I don't know if my husband will ever let me get another one. And all the not my cats, if they were to ever come inside, already have names. And she looked at me and her eyes just got huge. And she's like, that is an awesome name. And I said, you just got a name for cat number 4, didn't you? So I have found a local kindred spirit, and hopefully we can go meet up for coffee. But when I was sitting there talking about the men in white coats, she sent me a friend request and I accepted it. And hopefully she sees the channel and stuff. And I saw that she had just, she does webpage stuff too, which is funny because that's what I was doing before I fell into the world of good old email marketing. And I think she's also working on a therapist license. And I saw that and I thought, oh my gosh, how fitting is this for me? Because I'm crazy. And so I guess she could take the crazy off her name. She's just Cat Lady. I'm the crazy one. So, well, guys, what do you think so far? I know we are coming up on 2 hours, and I'm thinking I might need to go ahead and wrap this up. It is 5:30, and I know it's full dark outside, and the not my cats are probably getting pretty hungry. But y'all pretty much got the gist of this. I might color this yellow just to give it a background. My writing sucks, so I'm going to have to practice before I put my name here because I want to make it pretty. But I'm pretty much going to keep doing the cat from top to down like I'm doing now, just mixing in the oranges, browns, reds, and yellows. And then I'll probably finish this up tonight, and I'll if I remember, I'll make it the thumbnail to this live stream, and then I'll also post it on Instagram. So just shakes his head and walks off. Mine's just happy I have other people to talk to about stuff now, so I don't have to repeat myself 20 times to him trying to tell him the randomness that is my life. Now I have all of you to tell that to, and probably repeat myself 20 times, but that's okay. So Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. So, anybody that's new that just popped in, we were coloring out of Cats, Kittens, and Wildcats. It is my very first Colorit book. I absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. Thank you. You, just like I said, you just don't know how much this meant to me today. It's been a very bad day, and this was an absolute surprise to me, and it brought me lots of joy. It's going to bring me lots of joy. I am working front to back on this sucker, so that's why we started here. It was an unexpected live stream, but we had a live stream nonetheless, and it was a lot of fun. You guys can save the 3-hour video for another day if you want. So do another with the Not My Cats. See, they're all shy, Michelle. Like, Leroy's not. Oh my gosh, Leroy just don't care. He's waltzed into the house a couple times like, okay, it's warm in here. And the dude's got a setup. I mean, he's got the little, I don't know if you've ever seen them, they're Snuggle Safe discs, and you heat them in the microwave, and they stay hot for like 12 hours, or warm at least. And they do. I've switched them out. I switched them out twice a day. And he's got his little house, and he has a little tarp around his house to protect it. And he's got his little kind of porch alcove there, so he doesn't get any wind in there. Dude is living large. I wish I could bring him in, but if I can't, I'm gonna try to make the outdoor life as best as I can. The other two are skittish as all get out. I don't even know if I could get them on video because they dart around pretty quickly. So, oh, thank y'all so much, and glad you're back, Loretta. So what I'm going to do is finish this up, like I said, probably tonight off camera, and I'll post it. I'll replace the thumbnail on this with the finished picture as well, so you guys can kind of see it. And we'll see about next Monday. I don't know yet. I don't plan anything further out in a couple days, as y'all know, because my life can change in like 24 hours easily or less. But thank you guys for hanging around. And and we're going to go ahead and sign off. And like I said, I will give you guys a heads up maybe on Friday if I'm planning another Monday live stream. And we'll probably do it around the same time. So I have to go back and remember when I started this one. Well, that's easy, 2 hours ago. So 3:30-ish. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm sure I will hopefully talk to y'all soon for realsies. Thank you and bye.